so let's get into this, right? Because we're there, we have your background, you are trustworthy, you are reliable, you're ready to go the extra mile. You see a little inkling where you said 3 or 4 weeks into it, he looked like he was about to, in your opinion, some fisticuffs was about to break out. You're following him around, recording everything at his request. What do you think? What do you recall was the first time that you started to be like, something ain't right? This ain't no regular superstar. You a little eccentric. Like, I don't know what's going on. What do you recall around what time? Like, not even what time, but what that felt like or what you experienced?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave that alone because, I can't really get into that for my case purposes. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely in the complaint. It's definitely in the complaint. But yeah, that's a juicy question.
Okay. Let's talk about, if you want to talk about the complaint, let's go back to the studio then, right? Because there's a few things that we need to add color onto the complaint. You were working on the Cassie album, and in our live we did with Tiffany Red, she pointed out how weird it was that for the people that kind of knew the Diddy and Cassie situation, the Love album seemed to be an exercise in almost being intrusive into Cassie's life, writing a love letter to Cassie, doing this and that. We know that he even wrote love letters about songs that were dedicated in love to Kim Porter. What was the feeling in the studio? Did he seem like he was a man obsessed with Cassie, or a man obsessed with letting the world knows he had undying love for Kim Porter?
In my opinion, it was nothing but control, another way to manipulate her.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because I feel everything. You know what I mean? I can feel true emotions. I can feel when someone is mourning over someone and not. I definitely did not feel, in my opinion, I did not feel the mourn over Kim Porter. I didn't feel that. More so, um, it was maybe a little guilt. And you know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion. And I'm not at liberty to elaborate more on that. But
Okay.
definitely my opinion with Cassie, the song is called Homecoming.
Mm-hmm.
The way he broke this down every time and, was trying to explain his feelings, um, it changed every time. Every time. So imagine we're working on this song. Let's just say we put in 30 days worth of work on this song, hour
Mm-hmm.
for hour, right?
Mm-hmm.
His story changed 30 times.
What do
You know
you
what I'm
mean?
saying?
Give us an example of what that would look like. Now, we don't got to hypotheticals. We're talking about an imaginary person. What?
Just hypothetically, hypothetically, I like this this object for this reason, but then tomorrow I like this object is for a whole nother reason, and the next day is different. And you're trying to combine the two. Is like what you can't like this object for this reason. You know what I'm saying? And I might be giving a bad analogy. But basically, for example, like I might say, I married my girlfriend, my wife, because she gave me her last piece of cake, and then 10 years from now, I say I married my wife because um, she took care of me when I was down and out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like it just keeps changing and changing and changing and changes. Like, and none of the reasons felt like I'm a man, you know what I'm saying? None of the reasons felt like a man who just want his woman back and I'm trying to sing this song, but more so that's my property.
Mm.
It belongs to me. Like you should be here. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm.
so um let me go ahead and make an album and have somebody to write some words it's a little different when a person is writing. For example, like, yo, I got music that I've been working on, and
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been able to call anybody. And I just looked at the signs, like, you know what? The truth is, I may not need nobody to write this. I might need to tell my story from my heart.
Mm-hmm.
None of his verses or anything lyrically came from his heart, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
so, in my opinion, I just feel like it was nothing but manipulation. You know what I'm saying? Trying to
Mm-hmm.
manipulate, getting her back into to this world. And based off the video we seen, that's not a, in my opinion, that's not the best world you want to be in.
Mm. I definitely get that. I will be the first to say, I remember when he did the "I'm Missing You" song for Kim Porter. And I do remember that I was just rolling my eyes because I said, if you love this woman so much, you would have married her, got engaged to her, did something, because she was slavishly devoted to him. So definitely that's interesting you say that it felt like all the love songs, in your opinion, that he was doing, he was coming back trying to see what would hit, and it wasn't organic. It looked like he was just looking for an in and out, or to just try to get her back because she was property. What about his kids? Like, I know that Christian, from what I hear, was in the studio. Tell me if I'm wrong or not. Because what about, where did you see Diddy in relation to like his family and whatnot? And what about that carefully crafted image of him as a father? Was he a loving, doting father, or was it just? What was your opinion of that?
I'd rather leave at least the minors out of this. You know what I'm saying? That's a very, very touchy, you know what I'm saying? And and,
Mm-hmm.
and for even for the sake of them, like, my friendship with them was pure, and I don't want to really get into that. Um, you know what I'm saying? I really want to get into that. It's
Okay,
touchy. You know what
I
I'm saying?
yeah, I
It's,
can definitely respect that.
yeah.
You mentioned about one thing I want to talk to you about is the way things have the aftermath after this lawsuit. But before we go on that, because I just want everybody to see that clear divide, right? Diddy, to some, has a persona of what some people might describe as monster-like things after we saw that video with Cassie, versus his nice guy public persona. Like,